You can get sponsored by so many different ways. First off, you absolutely have to use and love the brand that you are asking to be sponsored with. Secondly, you would want to reach out and find who the best point of contact for the brand is. And thirdly, you would want to be able to offer the brand something of a monetary value and equivalent to what you're asking for. So for example, if you want to be sponsored by a t-shirt company, you would need to be able to show the t-shirt company that your social media posts are consistently about them and that you consistently are wearing their brand and that you consistently are able to share their brand in equivalent to what they may consider being worth $50 worth of advertising a month.
Why would a company want to sponsor me?
A company would want to sponsor someone for many reasons. They would want to look at what that person has to offer if they are marketable. They would want to know that the person is brand loyal and is consistently using their product. And they would want to work with someone that is able to sell a product. Most sponsorships within the fitness industry are not paid positions. That is a big misconception that I think most newer athletes have. One of the biggest goals I get from people is they want to get sponsored so they don't have to work. Unfortunately, that is only the case for very few athletes out there. And getting a paid sponsorship requires a very solid relationship with a company and being able to promote major business for that company. Sponsorships, although free stuff is great, are not about the free things. Sponsorships are about the relationships you can build with the company, and not so much what the company can do for you, but what you can do for the company that will in turn benefit yourself. So when you look at sponsorships, don't look at how much free things can I get, but what type of relationship can I build? Why do I want to work with this company? What does this company offer that I want to stand behind? And in branding yourself with like-minded companies, you will find that you will in turn get many more free things. Getting sponsored is a great opportunity that is given to you. Staying sponsored is just like any other relationship. Once you've created this sponsorship and this relationship with a company, it's important for both sides to continue to work with and for each other. Staying sponsored would require, from most of my sponsors, consistent social media posts, consistent sharing of their branding while they do the same for me, showing up on time to events, showing up in show shape, tanned, hair done, makeup done, nails done, more than presentable, show up excellent to all events, and show up with professionalism. Remember, it is important, especially in a social media driven world today, to be professional at all times. So there is no reason for you to ever show up to an event doing anything less than your best. And remember, even when you think it's just your social media, everyone is watching. It's not ever appropriate to post photos that show, disrespectful things, that show things that are in direct violation of what the company's brand is. It is never really acceptable to post things, I would say, with alcohol or drugs. If you have a glass of wine, great. But if you go out getting hammered drunk with your friends, that's not professional. Please don't post about it. What you do on your private time is great, but when you make the strides to work with a company in a professional manner, then remember, everything you put out there is a representation of them, and they're going to take your actions very serious. So maintain professionalism, work well with the company, and I would always say have a good line of communication with the owner or your point of contact at the company to make sure that you are doing things that promote both of you. You can really have sponsors for almost anything. So You can have as many sponsors as you want as long as they are not competing businesses. Generally, a contract with a sponsor will ask that you don't work with a business that is in direct competition with another. Sometimes people will become affiliates or sponsored by many companies, but generally I tell people to stick to 3 or 5 companies that they work well with that benefit them the most. If you are constantly on social media trying to sell things or hitting click this link with every single post, you're going to lose some of your following because nobody wants to go click on your social media page or your Facebook page or your Instagram or anything. If all you're doing is selling products, you're gonna lose your following that you're trying so hard to build. Getting things handed to you in an industry that is full of deceit, empty promises, and extremely competitive people is not easy. Getting someone to trust you with their business and represent them is always a work in progress and is to be taken very seriously. When someone tells me that they're glad something happened to me or make a comment like it must be so easy for you, I feel very sad for them that they don't see how much work that goes into everything that happens. Every post you see on Instagram, every comment you see on Facebook, every athlete getting signed with another company, it's not easy. That athlete worked for months, maybe years, to make a partnership with that company. And that's something that you should have a lot of respect for and know that if you're going to have a relationship like that, it's going to take a lot of time and work. You will never be paid exceptionally to work out unless you're working out a personal training client. Getting paid to work out is an interesting concept, and maybe if you're offering like a live webcam workout where people are paying to tune in, or if you're offering some sort of YouTube channel where you're getting paid per view, or people are buying subscriptions to your website, those are, I guess, ways of getting paid to work out. But no one's ever going to pay you for getting up and getting your butt to the gym. There's definitely ways to monetize it, but I wish I got paid for every single workout. Getting sponsored does not mean that you are going to be able to quit your job. Getting sponsored means that you may get some free things from the company, you know, some products, some protein powder, some supplements, some t-shirts, some workout apparel, but generally there's going to be very minimal financial compensation. Maybe you'll get a commission on sales. Maybe if you're in a very good relationship with the company, you'll get a very small salary. I wouldn't quit your job just yet, just because, you know, you think you might have an opportunity with a company. I would definitely wait until you have a time definitive contract with a company and you know that it's going to be financially beneficial enough for you to make before you make any life-changing decisions. You can absolutely email companies and ask them to sponsor you. However, I don't recommend starting an email with, "Will you give me things?" I would recommend emailing the company and introducing yourself. I would recommend talking about your loyalty, how you use the product that they currently sell. I would talk about what you do with their product, how you appreciate their product, areas maybe that you could even see room for improvement with their product. And then maybe send a letter, you know, talking about what you do as well, you know, and how you think you could benefit the company. The company doesn't care if you are the prettiest person on the planet. The company doesn't care if you drive a Lamborghini. The company doesn't care about anything except what you can do for them as a company. So don't approach it with, "What can you do for me?" But start off with, "Here's how I think I can help your brand. Here's how I think I can help your company. These are things that will get you sponsored." A Approaching a company is always difficult. Companies are sent thousands of emails a day, depending on how big the brand is. And unfortunately, sending an email isn't always the best approach. I always do what I call the Google stalk. So if I want to speak to someone at a company, I will hop on Google and I'll find out who their owner is, I'll find out who their president is, I'll find out who their CEO is. I will read up and find out where they're based. I will figure out who owns the brand, how long the brand's been around, what the image of the brand is meant to be. And then if I still feel that the brand aligns with something that I personally believe in and who I personally am as an athlete and as a coach, then I will approach all of these people and I may add them on Facebook or social media. I may send them an email. I may try to introduce myself if there's an opportunity that they're going to be in an event. I will make a point of reaching out. I may reach out to some of their current athletes and ask if they have any positions open. So just getting an email out to the company at their info dot whatever is probably not going to get you a response, unfortunately. Many major brands no longer accept athlete applications. Most major brands now will approach you. But if you work in a relationship with the company, I have a lot of girls telling me, I want to be a Nike sports model. That's great. Let's get you some great photos. Let's do your photos in Nike gear. Let's send them out, via a agent. However, just expecting Nike to come knocking at your door is going to require a little more work than that. My final thoughts for becoming a sponsored athlete would be to act like you are a professional in this business. Represent yourself that way at all times. You never know who is watching. Be respectful of everyone you meet. It could just be a person at a booth that you think is, a worker making $10 an hour, and you could be talking to the president of the company or the owner or anyone you meet. And so just like in life, you want to treat everyone the way you want to be treated, I would recommend doing the same. You will be shocked and amazed when, for example, one of my best sponsorships I was given just because I happened to be in an event and a booth had an issue and I happened to have a credit card machine and a wireless charger. I was able to help them out and it turned into a relationship with the company that was able to follow me for years. So just treating other people like you would like to be treated and working the extra mile will put you so far ahead of everyone else in this industry.